Thank you, Zubair. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I think the next speaker we are going to invite, all of you are really very familiar to him. He has been a great friend of Pakistan and Pakistan Live, has always been there. Whenever I called him for anything, he's there. And doesn't matter how busy he is, he has always made a point for last so many years to be physically here in Pakistan Live. And I'm so thankful to Dr. Shao Liang Chen. So we have requested him to basically give a talk today on, again, bifurcation. We all know that he is basically the father of, I would say, crush technique. So what we have been discussing, and I requested him to give a talk on how should I treat an isolated LAD or circ ostial stenosis, either use a single stand, double stand, DK crush, his favorite, or any other technique. So Dr. Chen, thank you very much once again for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Bashir Hanif. Okay. So once again, I'm very excited at this moment to again participate in Park Life. Recently, because now is a post-COVID-19 stage, so there are very few direct flights from China to Pakistan. But it doesn't matter. So the title of my presentation is How Should I Treat an Isolated LAD or Circumflex ostial stenosis? I never presented such kind of title. I think that would be very challenging. But the title of the presentation reminds me of a story a long time ago. So almost 7 years ago, we tried Asia Pacific Bifurcation Club and the CBS meeting, tried to connect, combine, work together with the European Bifurcation Club to take the global consensus about the treatment of Medina 001 or 010. So it should be isolated LAD circumflex ostial stenosis. But finally, because of many political issues, we stopped the project, and so far no answer for such kind of lesions. So in terms of the distal left main, the lesion distribution, so it's clearly when the lesion involved in the proximal one-third segment of left main, it's called defined by ostial or proximal left main disease. But if the lesion localized at the middle body of left main, it's called shift disease. But unfortunately, for almost 85% of lesion in the left main, it's tending into the LAD, and almost 60%, greater than 60% into the circumflex. So this is a very challenging lesion, different from the non-left main bifurcation lesion. Here, according to the Medina classification, we can say even for body left main disease or isolated distal left main disease, we still have many different choices of standing strategy for lesion. For example, for Medina 110, usually we need to stand into the LAD, it's okay. But for Medina 101, it means isolated circumflex lesion. So how to do? Because usually circumflex should be considered as a side branch. So, but for some cases, we still need to stand from left main into LAD, but not into the circumflex. Because of the lack of prospective data, so I think we have no answer so far about the treatment of isolated LAD or circumflex stenosis. So right figure is my drawing showing how to deploy one stand from LAD to the left main or from circumflex to left main. Even we have so many multiple choices, so it means it will be very challenging to discuss such kind of treatment. But for isolated circumflex and LAD lesion, I think there are some key issues. One is the stand design. Because usually, we need to put this stand from proximal LAD or circumflex to left main. So if the stand size could not be fully over-expanded into the left main, that will be very problematic for inducing high rate of stent thrombosis and restenosis. Here the table chart show how should we select the stent platform. For example, Zeiss Sierra. So if the stents are with a diameter greater than 5, so we usually do not recommend to use a resolute onyx. Third one is synergy. Synergy stent is good, but personally I don't like because it has relatively weak backup for the left man. But another advantage of synergy stent is full stent could be expanded by 5.75. This is only one stent could be expanded by a greater 70% increase. Finally, synergy Megatron stent. I'm not sure if this stent available in Pakistan, but it's not unavailable in China. Ostial stent is another second generation of DES. Similarly, 4.0 could be expanded by 4.50. So from the table, you can see it will be very, very important to identify the exact diameter of left man before the procedure, because this is a key point to select the stent platform. The second issue is the importance of IVOS guidance. So IVOS is a popular use during our daily practice. So right one is a shear stress distribution created from my lab. I have one very specific team to do the basic science about the triggering effect of shear stress, low shear stress on the atherosclerosis. So before, immediately after standing procedure, we can create this model to calculate the minimal value of shear stress to predict the long-term clinical follow-up. On the right panel, you can see we also have a different kind of multidisciplinary from IVOS, OCT, FFR, or even NIAS. But most of them, IVOS is most frequently used for left man disease because we don't need the inject contrast. Here is a case I did a few weeks ago. So it's a very old patient, 88 years old, complained of very severe unstable angina. So from the epicaudal, you can see left man looks good, but there is only mild plaque in the middle body of left man. Proximal ID looks like a mild to moderate calcification, but no more severe disease. So the lesion is Medina 001. It's isolated circumflex ostial lesion, but downstream circumflex looks very good. No more lesion at all. So I use a 2-wire, but for this case, I remember last year during my life, I did a very similar case in RIC. So I used the stop and pull back video. Okay, from my video, I say it sounds very beautiful music. Yeah, you see, I used the 3 balloon in the LAD and another 3 stent in the circumflex after pre-dilation for proximal stent. For proximal circumflex, you can see during the inflation of the balloon in LAD and the left man, so we gently pull back the stent from circumflex to the ostial. Once you feel very strong resistance, it means the ostial circumflex could be very fully covered. So then we deflate the balloon in the left man and inflate the stent in circumflex. So for stop and pull back technique, usually we need to at least 2 assistants to control the balloon inflation, deflation, and stent inflation. So after stenting circumflex, we shifted to use a 2 NC balloon to do the kissing balloon inflation. So after this stent technique, so I checked the IVOS. From IVOS, you can see the ostial circumflex stent area was also almost 10 millimeters square. So it looks like very, very optimal. So the key issue 3 is the kissing apart. whatever the stent from radial from Circumflex extended or not extended into left main, do we need to do kissing balloon inflation? No answer so far. But after the two-stent technique, definitely we have to do kissing balloon inflation because we need to create a new metallic carina to reshape the bifurcation POC area. So, So post dilation is very, very important after single stent technique, particularly for isolated LAD or Circumflex ostial lesion. But the post dilation, even post dilation, is very important by selection of NC balloon to do post dilation in another key issue. Here, I'd like to introduce a Chinese company manufactured the pod balloon, POT balloon. It's not only for pod technique, also for distal or called DOT technique, because we need to optimize proximal distal edge. The advantage of this balloon design is very short, very, very short. The shoot beyond the proximal distal mark. So the shoot length is only 0.5 to 0.6 millimeter. So technically it's not easy, but it's finally successfully manufactured by our domestic company. So now the balloon is pretty quite popular used in Chinese hospital. And also here I have another case to share with you. This is ostial LAD disease, no more severe lesion in the Circumflex in the left main. So it's integrity 35 by 30, and after standing angiographically, it looks like very, very beautiful. But when we check the IVOS, you can see just as the distal stent segment, so the minimal stent area was only 5.40 millimeters square. It's not big enough because the stent size is 3.5, so it means we have to do more post-dilation. These two images shows how to do post-dilation using this dedicated pod balloon. So from left to right, you can see we optimize the proximal edge and the distal edge. So from the figure, you can see the balloon almost has no shoot. It means a very short shoot. So it's very safe to avoid the edge dissection. I think this is very important. After sequential post-dilation, so you can see distal stent lumen area increased from 5 to 7.5, 55 millimeters square, which is big enough for the patient. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. I think you have another session you have to go to. So if anyone has a quick comment or question before he goes to the other session. To explain that.
Yeah, distal optimization technique, I said, I still recommend to use the DOT balloon because the distal shoot is very short. So for use of conventional NC balloon, we always concerned about the distal edge dissection. By using DOT balloon, no problem. Thank you.